Before we start today, I'd like to make a couple of things known. Number one, I was going to put my computer over there and have this be the background, but the lighting was atrocious. So then I had to flip the script and make this the background and put my computer on this side. But that leaves my beverages, my pens, my pencils, everything I needed for this video over there. And I'm not going to move. I can't move back because the lighting's terrible. And I would show you the lighting, but I know that there's going to be a day where I'm going to be too lazy to move. So you'll see it eventually. The second thing I want you to know is that I fully intended on having my mic on a stand today. It was going to be great because I was going to be at the desk, but then I put it here and it messed with the lighting even more. Something about having a big silver metal reflective thing in the middle of the frame makes the lighting bad. You would have never have thought. So now I'm going to put this stand on the ground, and if you hear a big clanging noise, you'll know I kicked it. But I wanted to say that because I got some choice words said to me by individuals who watch this video. Individuals who watch these videos. Number one, I need to stop touching my hair and my face, and that's true. So by doing that, I've put my hair up, and I tried to put the mic on a stand, and alas, it didn't work. So the hair will not be touched. The face, however, might be up for grabs. This video was born out of a need to be heard, feel seen. All three of my roommates are in this ballet show, and I'm not in it, so I've just been alone for like the whole week, and it's felt weird. I feel like I'm returning to familiar territory that I do not want to go back to. So I have a lot of energy that I need to expel, a lot of things I need to say, and no one to listen, so that brings us here. Hello and welcome to another Chatting with Chargle. You'll probably notice today I am very chatty, and sometimes I put my buggy in front of my horse and I mix up my words because I'm so excited to get them out. So you'll just have to deal with that today. But the first thing I want to talk about, the actual first thing I want to talk about is my grandma said, is this going to be another video that I don't know anything about it? The answer is no. I'm going to try to make this a universally graspable Chatting with Chargle. This one is for the masses. This is for the plebeians who don't understand the ins and outs of everything that I'm obsessed with. However, we are starting with Gilmore Girls. Now, I have started a Gilmore Girls rewatch. Every time I wake up and the air's a little bit crisper and I feel a little bit chilly, I immediately want to start rewatching Gilmore Girls because it is just such a end of summer back to school show, such a fall show, such a winter show. But I would argue that a lot of the big events and the big plot points in Gilmore Girls happen in the spring. It just so happens that when the season ends, it's springtime, and like a lot of big events happen at the season's end. But I feel like Gilmore Girls, I think it's because Lorelai's a Taurus. I'm not going to talk a lot about Gilmore Girls, but what I do want to say is, okay, anytime two characters get into an argument, I think to myself, y'all should just hug. Y'all should just hug. I'm moving this so much, and I need to not. I think to myself, y'all should just hug. Y'all should just hug and be friends again. Be mother and daughter again. Like, if these people hugged, the problem would be done. Problem would be over and done with, and we wouldn't have to have a full episode about it because it'd be done if these people just hug. And I was thinking about it. Like, do I want them to hug or do I want to hug? You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes when characters are arguing, their problems just seem so trivial to me because it's like, this is not real life, you know? And especially in Gilmore Girls where everything seems like kind of fairy tale like, you know, nothing's like really grounded in reality a lot of the times. It's very light and fluffy. So when they're having an argument about Dean talking to Lorelai and why did you talk to my boyfriend? It's just like nonsense. Like, Rory and Lorelai had a fight because, like, Dean came to Lorelai for, like, to talk about Rory, and it was just a stupid plotline, and I was freaking bored. And the whole time they were arguing, I was just like, just hug it out, bro. Like, that can fix everything. And I think it also comes with, like, one of my roommates, love him to death, but he is sometimes a little bit spacey, a little bit out there. And it's part of the reason why we love him. But there will be some days when he's pissing me off, and he knows this. And then he'll just give me a hug, and, like, everything's better. Like, I kind of forgive him, you know? Like, and I think I think that we as a society should just hug each other more. You know, they have that statistic where it's like couples should hug for like at least 30 seconds every day. Like, I get it now. Like, hugging can solve all worries. It can quell all fears, okay? It can help mold the problems together. Did that make sense? I don't think it did. But I just think that, like, I don't know, but going back to, like, if these characters hug, like, do these characters need to hug or do I need a hug? That's another thing. I've been alone for a week. Maybe I need a hug. And it's weird. Like, I've never really had friends until recently that I have just felt like I can just go up and hug them. And I feel like they can come up and hug me. It's, like, really weird. Not weird, but I don't know. I guess, like, just in my life, I don't have a lot of huggers, which is weird because I feel like I am a hugger. You know? So that's something to chew on. That's some food for thought. So I think that next time I'm in an argument, I'm just going to drop everything and just start hugging the other person. Only if I love them. Like, if this is, like, just, like, a petty squabble that I got into for kicks and gigs, like, I'm going to see it through to the end. Because if there's anything about me, I need to be right, and I love to have the last laugh. So there's that. But another thing that I was thinking about in my Gilmore Girls rewatch, I've been saying that word a lot, and I've been messing it up more and more as time goes on, because I'm telling everyone about my Gilmore Girls rewatch. Every single person at ballet knows that Charlotte's watching Gilmore Girls, and she's on season 2, and Jess just showed up in the picture. Also, I'll stop about Gilmore Girls, but the second Jess arrives, I'm bored with Dean. And every time I rewatch it, I try to focus on, like, a different area of the show, and I think that, like, I need to have a Twitch channel where I live stream me just watching Gilmore Girls and talking about it, because I have so much to say about everything ever. I need a Twitch account where I watch shit and tell everyone exactly a stream of consciousness about me watching Gilmore Girls or my favorite movies or anything ever. So maybe we'll get that in the works. But something that I noticed is, like, you can tell when in the year it is, especially in the beginning of the seasons. Like, you know, this is September, this is the exact day it becomes October, this is November. And it, like, goes throughout, like, the whole season. Like, there are times where, like, it's butt-ass cold and you guys only have a jean jacket on. This doesn't really add up. But for the most part, like, you can, like, feel it in, like, the show's writing, the show's mood, the show's tone. It's like you can feel time pass, which I think is something I really love about Gilmore Girls. But I was thinking a lot about the month September. I remember, I think it was, like, before my senior year or something, I asked my family, I was like, what's everyone's favorite month? And I can't remember anyone's except my dad's, because, like, I feel like every month has such a specific feeling for me that I love to hear other people's points of view and how they see the year. And, like, there's this TikTok trend where people were talking about how, like, calendars look in their head, not like real calendars, but, like, their mental calendar of stuff. And I can't even begin to tell you what mine looks like because I have no idea. Every time I stop to think about it, my mind goes blank. So maybe one day I'll be thinking of a calendar and think that I need to think about a calendar and remember what it looks like in my brain. But until then, I got nothing for you. But I like to see how other people view the months, view the times of the year, and not just in, like, what holidays are around, but also, you know, how the weather feels, it's just like this general, I hate the word aura now because Gen Z TikTok has taken it over, but it's just the general vibe, atmosphere of the world around you. It, like, the perspective that you look through everything in, and you look through it through the perspective of what month you're in. And I remember my dad said his favorite month was September because it's when the weather is at its nicest in Poolesville, but like Maryland at large. And like you can finally enjoy being outside, but everything is still green and lush and beautiful, and it almost feels like a new sheet of paper because like August, like the summer's over. It's been over, and like by the end of August, you're kind of like trudging through. You're like, okay, like I get it, because a lot of school or my school usually would start like the week before Labor Day, and then we'd have that next Monday off for Labor Day. So it's like the last week of August that we'd start, and like it didn't feel right. Like it didn't feel like a new page in a book. But then suddenly you hit September 1st and you're ready to go. It's really weird how that happens, or maybe I'm just talking into the abyss and no one understands what I'm talking about. But I never really stopped to marvel at the value that September as a month has, because anyone who knows me knows that October is a big month for me, okay? It's been dubbed Intense October. Lots of big events usually happen in October, or for me, it just has a very distinct feeling about it every year. Like, it's so distinctly that time period, that era. Like, I remember what it's like to be in that girl's shoes every October. And March is a similar way for me. I'd say, like, the spring in general is a very big time for me, but October and March specifically. But I've never really, I do have like this deep attachment to every single month, but I've never really stopped to think about September because I always just kind of like glaze through it. But I was looking back, all my September playlists are so September. And when I sat down to like record this video, I put on this one button down. And it's over there. This one button down, I was like, I can't believe I've worn this into chatting. I haven't worn this into Chatting with Chargo yet. I have. One that I've posted and one that I haven't posted. I've worn it twice and multiple times on this YouTube channel. So I thought it was time for a change. And when I was like, okay, the theme of this video is kind of like September. What should I wear? This shirt came to mind. This was the shirt that I wore on my first day of my senior year. And September 2021 was crazy. And it has that very intense feeling that I've been thinking about recently. And I think also it really has to do with like what my dad said about the weather being nice, and I just love being outside in general. So September in Poolesville is definitely like a very unique time, especially because Poolesville Day is usually halfway through towards the end of September. So like you're well lived in the shoes of the month when you get to Poolesville Day, this like big event. In my mind, Poolesville Day is my favorite day of the year. But like it's just this big event for like friends and family, and it is such a distinctly September thing. And I don't know, it's just something about finally like having a deeper understanding of the month. This is so stupid, but like I do like have a deep emotional connection with every single month. So whatever time of the year it is, I'm excited to be alive. Does that make sense? Like I'm excited to experience this month of this year. Anyway, let me consult my notes to see what else I have to talk about. Okay. So like, how should I transition? I don't really care. Last night I was having mint ice cream and mint chocolate chip to be exact. And I put it in my bowl, and it's like kind of dark in the kitchen if I don't turn on the light. Duh, obviously you don't turn on the light, it's dark. Anyway, but there is the deep glow of the bug zapper. It's like blue. So whenever I go into the kitchen, I'm part of the Stanley gang now. My dad got me a Stanley cup, and now I use it every single day. But I love the taste of melting ice. So I'll go out at night, and I'll put a boatload of ice in my Stanley, and then I'll fill it up and then wait for it to melt a little bit. But the thing is about the Stanley, it doesn't melt all right away. So like you have to drink water in order to drink water. So I've been hydrating and pissing like a madman. Anyway, I fill up my Stanley and I get ice cream. And last night I was filling up my ice cream bowl in the dark of mint chocolate chip ice cream. I get in my room, I turn on the light, and nothing could have prepared me for the deep acidic green that this mint chocolate chip ice cream was going to be. And suddenly I thought to myself, maybe it doesn't need to be this green, guys. Because since I moved to Texas, I've been trying to immerse myself in the culture. And part of the culture is Blue Bell Bonnet ice cream, whatever the hell. And can I say something without being ridiculed to no end? It's not that good. It's not all that in a bag of chips, you know? Like, it's all right. It's ice cream. And, like, I think I could get cheaper ice cream and better ice cream and more variety of ice cream. Thank you very much. Why are there only like 2 flavors? For goodness sake, expand the range. Give me something to chew on here, brother. Like, the one that I had that I really liked was the cookie 2-step, and it was like Oreo and cookie dough and vanilla ice cream. That was all right. But the vanilla ice cream was ass. Just awful. So I was like, okay, I tried that flavor. Now I'm going to try the mint chocolate chip. And it's green. It's very green. It's like, you know, when they make toothpaste and you're like, there's no way this can clean my teeth because it tastes so sweet. That's kind of what it feels like. But that's not really a good example. I don't know. It's like, you know, when you're driving down the road in Texas and everything has like green sun-dried, not green, like yellow, brown sun-dried grass. And then you see that one house that like obviously has sprinklers and is wasting the world's water supply to keep their lawn green. And they obviously use some sort of fertilizer that is bad. That's what it's like. When you see it, you're like, geez, Louise, that is crazy amount of green. That's what it's like. So yeah, that happened to me last night. And then after that, I want to let you guys in on a little bit about me. Something that I love more than anything in this world is trying on all my dresses. All the dresses I own, I love just putting them on and walking around. Because I own them, why not wear them? And something I miss about going to school, and it got me like really nostalgic for when I did go to school, which is weird because I kind of hated school, was having like picking out an outfit every day. I kind of miss it. I miss having somewhere to go, and where I am now, I can't like pick out my ballet outfit as much as I have in years past. So I just feel like kind of bored. So last night I put on all my dresses, and this is like a common occurrence for me. Like, I'll put on my dresses, I'll put on some fancy shoes, maybe I'll slap on a little bit of lipstick, and then like when I put them on with like the shoes I would wear, and I like do my hair, and then I'd also like try to figure out like, oh, like what bag would I put with this? And then it turns out to like this whole outfit making game. And this goes to show how much I loved playing those dress-up games, like on the computer when I was little. There was the Dora one, the Barbie makeover one with the hair. That was crazy. And there was this other dress-up game that I can't remember what it is. I did Max and Ruby dress-up. Ooh! That shit ate. But also just, like, playing dress-up with my friends. I remember I have this, like, chest on the end of my bed, and I had like all these like little costumes in there and like little princess clothes, and we would just go up there and play dress up, and it's so much fun. Girls born in the early 2000s know exactly what I'm about to talk about. Those little plastic shoes that had like the little things on the top, and then it had a picture of the princess that you were aspiring to be on it, and it was part of like a set. Like I remember I had the Belle ones, and it had like this yellow tube top, but then this yellow skirt as well. And then I think at one point my dad's like graduation gown ended up in there, and one of us definitely put that on at one point. But no, and like whenever I just like go in my closet and like look at all the clothes that I own and I like because hey, I picked them out, I just feel first of all so lucky that I have clothing to put on my body and clothing that I enjoy, and putting an outfit together just is very fun to me. But also it's like I just feel so connected to my friends growing up, but then also myself growing up. Like I still feel like that little girl's in here, and she's so excited at this closet full of opportunities. So last night I put on my dresses, and I felt like a little girl again, and it was so much fun. And I'm actually going to a show tomorrow, so I'll have an opportunity to actually wear one of the dresses. So it was good to be reminded that I look really good in it. So I'm ready. My ass will be at the Courtyard Theater tomorrow at 7. I'm ready. Let's see. What else did I want to talk about? Let me consult my list one more time, but I think I'm pretty much good. Oh, okay. Last thing I'll talk about. When I was at Target the other day, I bought a 2-pack of men's boxers, like men's boxer briefs. And because I want more like shorts to wear around, like tight shorts to wear around the house, but also like things to sleep in, like shorts to sleep in, because like I would for a little bit I wore like little tiny like jogging shorts kind of, or like men's basketball shorts, but like think that, but like not that. Anyway, but it just got too uncomfortable. And then once my roommate moved out, I started just going like pantsless everywhere. So I'd wear like a big t-shirt and underwear. And then now I live with 3 boys and I need to go back to wearing shorts. But I also like wear spandex, which is like literally the same thing as boxers, but they're just like black. They're the same length, same tightness, same fit, everything, but they're black. And I wanted some cool prints. So I went to Target and I got a 2-pack of men's boxer briefs. And you know what? I'm obsessed. I'm really obsessed. I need to be buried in these, actually. And like, I'm so happy to be a girl, but I'm so sad. Actually, no, because I love women's underwear. Anyway, I was about to say I'm so sad that I don't get to participate in men's underwear, but like I can, like I can just wear them as shorts. And I will, and I have been. So glad we got that figured out. Let's see. I think that's it. I will say the highlight of my day yesterday. Yesterday, I didn't realize that class started an hour later, so I got to class an hour early. And I got there and I was like, why is no one here? Checked the schedule. Class doesn't start for another hour. So I drove back home. It's like a 5-minute drive. I drove back home. I got my book and I could have gone home and like sat down and waited to go back to ballet, but I didn't, because this is going to sound so stupid. I had my hair up in a way that it's very not comfortable to lie down. Like I can't, oh my God, I have it in today. I can't lie in this, all right? I can't lie. It just hurts my head, and I had the clips, and it was going to stab me, and it was going to mess it up, okay? So I was like, okay, I need to stay vertical. So I came home, I got my book, I drove back to the parking lot, and I parked in a different spot than I normally do, and it was under a tree, and I started reading in my car. And I love reading in my car. I used to do it, like, kind of a lot. Like, there were times when I would be at ballet in Poolesville, and I'd take class, and then I'd have, like, 30 or 45 minutes off, and then I'd go back to teach another class or something like that. Like, I'd have, like, some downtime. I'd go in my car, and I'd read Harry Potter, because I was reading that at the time during my junior year. I don't know what I read my senior year, but I would do that. But then also something that I loved doing at Cincinnati was, like, just finding a quiet corner in a comfortable chair and reading during lunch. And I'd always have a book in my ballet bag. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to sit in my car and read. And there was a time this summer where I would do that kind of a lot too, where I was hanging out with someone who was notoriously late. So anytime I'd get anywhere, I'd have to wait in my car for at least 10 minutes. So I just started reading my car, waiting for them to get there. So I did that today before ballet class. Long-winded way of saying before ballet class yesterday, I read in my car. And currently I'm reading the Anthropocene Reviewed by John Green. And one of these days I will do an entire Chatting with Chargle dedicated to John Green books. It might be the next one. Hell, I might film this like right after this because I'm really excited to chat about John Green. But I'm reading the Anthropocene Reviewed. And the chapter that I read before ballet started was sunsets, and I like to do this thing sometimes where I just like read out loud. It helps with my reading comprehension, and also I just like to make sure that I can read out loud still. Because it's a skill that we need to practice as a society. As a society, we should hug more. And as a society, we should normalize reading out loud when you want to, okay? Some people like to hear words that make a story. And I read the chapter about sunsets. And it was just a beautiful chapter to read in the bright early morning with, like, my windows were down. And, like, I was just sitting in the calm and the quiet of September. A beautiful September morning, and it just felt so lovely, so peaceful, serene. It was great. It was really good. And I've been finding more back roads in Fort Worth, and I found a road the other day, and it was like, I would say that it was beautiful. And it's sad because I haven't been able to say that about a lot of roads around here, but I was driving down it, and for like 2 seconds I forgot where I was, and it felt really good to just feel familiar, because it's hard to feel familiar here. So, yep, that has been going on with me. That's my life update. I'm going to go back to watching more Gilmore Girls. And I'm going to see about starting a Twitch account where I can sit and watch Gilmore Girls with you. But I think I'm going to finish this rewatch first before I set that up. And then I'll probably have to wait another year so I forget what happens. And then I can watch it again with all of you who care to listen. Anyway, hope everyone has a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon. Okay, wait, before I go, I have to tell you, I recorded a Chatting with Chargle last week. But the audio and visual are not syncing. I had to do, like, a little bit of magic. I haven't worked the magic yet, but I have to do magic. But I also just might scrap it. So, we'll see what happens. Anyway, bye.